Welcome back, everybody, to the Arkansas State Red Wolves Dynasty. Starting the day at number 16, the Red Wolves are still trying to climb here in the American Conference. We're hoping to see the teams ahead of us take a conference loss at some point. Memphis has a win against us, so if we are to win this division, we're going to need them to lose twice. There isn't much room for error for us after losing to them, but we have 4 conference games remaining, and 3 of them are going to be on the road, including our first game today against North Texas. In this game, I will be looking to start Duncan Grant, as I have the entire year. But I did take him out of the game in our last matchup. I don't want to call it a benching. He just wasn't healthy enough to play at a high level in a game where we were trailing for a decent bit. So I took him out of the UTSA game and we played Gerald Ogletree, and it went really well. Ogletree had 2 touchdowns. We got a really good look at what Ogletree can do in a game where we had some urgency and we had to push the ball and get some scoring drives together. It was also our most productive passing day on the season, so we'll see if the playing style gets any better today. That deal breaker has been a talking point the entire season. I do think we could start to run some no huddle, and I do think if we're playing well that we can put some additional stress on these teams by extending the game, creating more possessions, and if we're scoring a lot, then it can play to our benefit. And we'll open this episode against the North Texas Mean Green. Quarterback Drew Overton is an 85 overall senior. Best player is All-American safety Joshua Angel. So 2 All-American safeties will play in this game. He and Keon Dunlap for us. Jacques Spradley Demps is their top offensive playmaker. 99 agility, very fast. But we'll see if he's able to get open consistently against our good defensive backs. I've continued to tweak my wear and tear settings. I like a lot of what I'm seeing lately, where I'm going to have some more decisions to make before and during games. We're seeing quarterback Duncan Grant experience some of the most wear and tear at the moment, with increased risk of injury as he has been taking a fair amount of hits. That last game was not an easy one either. So I know I need to limit the hits if we want him to stay healthy enough to keep going. But looking at defensive tackle Steve Doss, I think I'm going to limit his snaps today and play Leo Ferris. We should be getting Noah Herrick back after one more game. He's missed the last 4, I believe. So Leo Ferris will earn his first career start today. Every game lately has felt like a surprise. We're not sure exactly how these are going to unfold. We ended up blowing out Texas, but had to go down to the wire against UTSA. Now we go on the road, where I don't expect it to ever be an easy time, as we face the Mean Green. Offense first for the Red Wolves as we get underway, and it's Keontae Bargava handling the return. Eventually brought down at the 24-yard line. So I think we're going to emphasize getting the ball out of Grant's hands a little bit quicker and try to limit the hits, because we'd like to end up in a decent place at the end in terms of wear and tear. If it does get higher and like the next game he had high risk of injury, there's a decent chance I'd look to start Gerald Ogletree. I'm still trying to keep his redshirt status for a hopeful future where he's still on the team, but we'll see where things go. As we will start, it is a quick hitter in there for Jabari Bush. Balancing the tight ends on second down, and we will run for the first time, trying to bounce it out, but a good tackle by Buck McSwain. Interesting with D'Angelo Cooks checking in after just one play at running back. And the ball's out, caught, room to run, looking for a block, he gets it, it's J.J. Harrell, down the sideline, winning the foot race on a 72-yard catch and run. That's how we get the day underway, the explosive play. Just man coverage, he's got all kinds of separation, but that hustle play by Cooks to throw that block, that's what makes it possible. Already making it tough on this North Texas offense, as we'll see an experienced senior quarterback. That always helps things. Drew Overton out of the shotgun. He will open in the air with a completion, finding Joseph McVay. Inside give. Trouble there, and it's clogged up by Max Souls. Coming off a really good episode for Devin Noteboom here, number 93. We'll see if he can continue to be disruptive today. Redirecting and finding space inside. A good first down for Jamon Cook. So we're down Noah Herrick, not playing Doss right now. We're going to need Souls and the linebackers to really play well defending the inside run game. Swung out now, and a solid pickup for Gregory Von Rosenberg. And they're going to hit us with some tempo now and run up the middle. Here's a gain. Big run ahead, first down, and BJ Wasevich is hurt. So I know that the linebackers have seen a little bit of wear and tear as well. Wasevich always around the football, Grant Bierman as well. Here is a fake, and it is thrown with touch. A beautiful pass caught by McVay. Marching down to the 21. Here's a pressure throw. Dropped in the bucket. Joseph McVay, touchdown. Dominating this opening drive. He plays the slot for them and is also a returner. Whether it was man or zone, we were not containing him. Devin Noteboom applied the pressure, and still the throw was perfect. 7 apiece. And it's Pokai Hunga to the right side. Makes a man miss, gaining 8. Back to pass, and Grant throws. Caught. J.J. Harrell has the catch. Out to the 41. Now swung out. And unable to make that catch in stride. Hunga only gets 2. Looking for 8. 6 protecting. Good protection, Grant. Tough throw, and Johnson cannot make the catch. So, despite us getting that quick touchdown, you got North Texas rallying and then playing some good defense to get the ball back for a second drive. And it's returned up to the 19. Sweeping to the outside. What a spin. Now upfield for extra yardage across the 40. Jamon Cook. I felt like in that UTSA game we had some sloppy moments where we should have had some tackles and missed. Inside handoff. And now Doss came into the game and he's shaken up. Yeah, this formation, I don't know if what kind of subs it was doing, but we had like 3 defensive tackles in the game. We'll see if that affects Doss at all going forward. Now 3rd down and 5. Pressure. Extending. Caught. First down. Overton starting in the air. Perfect. I think 5 of 5 or 6 for 6. Another one here, but it's off the hands of the receiver. They run it on 3rd down. Spinning out of a tackle. He gets the first. Run defense really struggling here to start the game. And there are so many extra yards given to these running backs. That's Jalen Dupree, who now makes a quick catch to get 4 more. Looks like Wasevich is still off the field on this 3rd down as North Texas needs 6. And they're going to look to the end zone again. Batted. Incomplete. Luke Wisham. Not as good as the touch throws he had on that first possession. And North Texas brings out the field goal team. And the kick from Lucas Fisher is good. Yeah, one thing I'm still trying to figure out is the in-game recovery. Like here we're seeing Grant basically no wear and tear effects after a couple clean possessions. I'm more so looking to get my settings in a spot where when a player enters a game with wear and tear, they're kind of dealing with it throughout the game. Keontae Bargava in the game, and we're going to swing it out to him. He is unable to make anybody miss. Only a 4-man rush, and they will get to Grant for the first time. And we are stopped again. Based off of wear and tear, I'm not sure we're going to see as much B.J. Wisevich in this game. He has severe risk of injury right now, so Jaden Cotton is in next to Grant Bierman. Got to improve against the run. And this is a gain of 6, setting up a third down. North Texas running inside, hitting the backfield, but fighting ahead, first down. They set up a screen now. Good block on the edge. And then bumped out of bounds. Playing a lot of press coverage on third down. Trying to force contested passes. They're going to run right into Cedric Franklin, who has come up big for us with some key plays this season. Had the pick 6 against Texas. That was an amazing play. And here he helps force a punt when it looked like they may have a chance at least a field goal. By the way, their kicker, his kick power is like a 76, so I'm not surprised they didn't try the long kick there in that case. As we will see Grant complete. No, it's dropped by Bush. Running left now, Pokai Hunga gets wrapped up. Trying to get this offense into more of a rhythm. Here's a pass dumped, and Bargava did not get it. Stretching the field horizontally to begin this drive. Overton, over the middle, wide open. McVay continues to be uncoverable. Might have to move somebody else in the slot. Jolly isn't getting it done. That one is overthrown. Third down, dialing up some pressure. The throw is perfect from Overton. Defense trying to hold on with this drive. Second down, quick hitter. Coverage pretty good. And third down in press coverage. Here's Overton throwing to the end zone. It's through his hands. Dunlap had excellent coverage. The battle today in the air between our DBs and their receivers is a fun back and forth matchup right now as North Texas makes it a 6-point game. Not trying to throw the ball continuously, but against some of these looks, certainly change things up as they'll send some pressure. Here's one picked! Looking for Harrell, and now run back to the 30, and Harrell makes the tackle. I think I threw this a little late here on the slot fade. They send the cornerback on his side, so if it's out right now, my timing on plays like this isn't quite right, and it's lobbed up. Just a perfect play for the safety to get over there to make it. North Texas, really good first half. Outside of a lucky catch and run, we have not done much offensively yet. Blitzing, Overton, but left open. It's a first down catch. Blitzing a safety. Pass is caught. To the end zone they go. Beating Keys is Jacques Spradley-Demps, who is supposed to be their #1 receiver. We've seen an awful lot of Joseph McVay already. This passing game is clicking. Gotta wake things up here, down 13. And we'll start on the ground now. Chased is Hunga, and he'll start us with a gain of 4. Ball at the 29. Grant across the middle. Good hands. No. Again, I think he's caught it, and he's dropped it again. Jabari Bush not making the same impact that he did on last season, that's for sure. Now third down and 6. They'll bring pressure, and it's going to be swung out. A first down to J.J. Harrell. Again, Arkansas State, third down and 6. It's going to be lobbed, and finding Johnson will get a conversion. We're making a couple plays this drive, still kind of uncomfortable, but suddenly Pokai Hunga is shaken up on the play. First checking in is Steven Katula, the power running back, and he'll get 4. Looks like elbow bursitis. Here's a throw to the outside. Played really well defending Johnson. Honga already back in the game for this third down. We need 6. Good coverage. And they again create pressure. It's a challenging game today. And now for the field goal try. Clayton Amaya will boot this one through. With the ball up 10, pressure out, and a first down grab. Oliver Mitchell getting involved. Still searching for answers on how to slow down Drew Overton. You know, against Texas, we had that pick 6, and it never seemed like their quarterback recovered. You know, there is an element of composure in the game. You'll see, like, the flames or a snowflake under a player when you have the ball. Not sure you get that feedback for the CPU. High throw brought in. Spradley Demps. But right now, I think we know what icon should be showing for Drew Overton. He is dealing to the 46 and bouncing off contact. You know, a lot of these plays, I'm like, man, we didn't play that poorly. They just made a play. And they keep making them. A lot of press coverage, a lot of competitive balls. Now second down inside of Red Wolves territory. And he's looking deep now. Knocked away. Wisham got his left hand on it. But can we make a play to get off the field? Third and short. Running and very close. Think a generous spot there. Overton has crossed 200 yards passing now in the first half alone. He throws again in the middle for Spradley Demps. Play fake. Dumped and got outside of Bierman. Here's a good pickup. They're getting all sorts of players involved too. They've had like 7 or 8 different pass catchers in this half. On the outside, setting up the screen. Spradley Demps breaks out for 9. Play fake, and finally some pressure courtesy of Charlie Collins. But we continue to allow them to get into these third and very manageables. Don't have our top run stoppers out there. Third down and short. Throw is caught again right in front of Cedric Franklin. They've already thrown it 35 times. Feels like they've had the football the entire first half. 2:25 to go. They're going to run and led to the end zone. It's Jalen Dupree. And we got our hands full in this one. If we want to keep our hopes alive for the conference championship, we're going to need a huge second half. The same exact sliders, by the way, as the Texas game that was played on the road. You just never know what you're going to get. And they're calling a really good game. We need some points before halftime. Duncan Grant at the 25 gets started. And he's hit and sacked again. The center struggles right as soon as he snaps the football. And it's hard to escape that kind of interior pressure, especially when they're guarding everything downfield. Second down and 18. Better protection on the comeback. Strong hands from Xavier Johnson. And we're throwing now. 3rd and 6. Aired out and over the head of J.J. Harrell. Got the look there that time. Looks like the coverage on the crossing routes was pretty good. Grant's downfield accuracy, you know, on paper it's supposed to be pretty decent, but maybe it's wear and tear that's kind of been too much to overcome. We really cannot give them another scoring drive here before the half, as Overton will hit the ground after 3. Sending 5. They swing it out. Better open field tackling, and now I'm going to call a timeout. If they get a first down, it benefits them, but we got to play like we need to get as many more possessions to have a chance to score. So down 17, looking for a stop. 3rd and 7. And very good coverage this time. It's incomplete. We could really use a spark here, and this is returnable. Heading towards the open field is J.J. Harrell up to the 43. We have 53 seconds remaining. North Texas not giving us much downfield. Got to start taking what's there underneath. Here's a lob. Caught. Room to run. Damar Alba down the sideline. That didn't take long. The passing game just hasn't had much rhythm. I've been trying to find it. Second catch now, Damar Alba. These are the only 2 catches he's made in the first half. To the line now at the 20. Dumped. That's Bush. Timeout with 30 seconds left. To the air. Here's one to the end zone. In there and caught. Jabari Bush. We go back to the well one more time on that deep corner. When I saw it wasn't going to be the safety there in coverage, I liked our chances a lot better. And that was a great pass. Good last minute or so of game time for the Red Wolves. Trying to finish off this half. Keeping it in front of us there. And no timeout appears to be called. So that is going to do it. We have a lot of work to do as we look ahead as they'll run one last snap. And it'll be a loss of 2. So we're going to have to score some points in the second half and see if we have what it takes to slow them down. If they get a couple more touchdowns, that makes our job a lot tougher. So let's see how this second half unfolds. Starting with the Mean Green offense at their own 21. Here's a throw to the outside, and Keys knocks it loose. Overton, second down. He finds the open space. Perfect timing, too. And we really need to see our pass rush make more of an impact. Overton, his jersey's too clean today. As he fakes, fires deep, leaping catch. Caught by Spradley Demps. And they hit the ground running here in the third quarter, sprinting to the line now. Already at the plus 28. Overton. He's sacked this time. Ball's on the ground. Charlie Collins is there. We'll see if this stands. You're waiting for 98 to show up. Eventually he will. Overton never felt it. This is so close. The knee doesn't appear to be making contact yet with the grass. If we really zoom in there, and the ball appears to be coming out. The ball is rotating before the knee comes down. Now, there is an issue in the game where the CPU is not challenging close fumbles. I, last episode, challenged on behalf of the CPU because the game wasn't going to do it. I think that was a legitimate fumble. And I don't feel like I need to challenge this, potentially lose it, and lose a timeout. I do think that was a fumble. And we will take over. This is going nowhere with D'Angelo Cooks, who starts the second half. We head to the air, and the pressure again. Ball's got to come out faster. Brought a cornerback that time. Ringo? What is he doing out there? I'm pretty sure he's a running back. Play clock winding down here. Third and long, and overthrown as Ringo gets blasted. So we don't do anything with the turnover, but go backwards. Let's see if Collins can continue to get more. He's got that flame icon now. Pass is caught for a 5-yard pickup. Both teams are here to just throw the ball all over the yard. This is some classic college football here. Blitz coming into coverage, and Jolly can't make the tackle. And the tight end, Gregory Von Rosenberg, bounced right off of him. Overton crosses 300 yards passing with a lot of time to go in this game. I'll have to check his stats and see if this is something he regularly does. Nice tackle. To the right side, and nice play. Collins and Gorey helped combine. Ran to our blitz side that time. Third down. Here's a throw underneath. And we're going to force a field goal try. Lucas Fisher, 39-yard try. His kick is down the middle. 13-point game. D'Angelo Cooks is in at running back right now as he will get us 5. Honga's dealing with a little wear and tear. I might take a look at the specific wear and tear auto sub there at running back. It seems to be pretty sensitive. Now 2nd down and 5. And looking for a good drive starter here. And that's going to be a 1st down, and we're going to hurry up. To the air, over the middle, overthrown. Lucky to not be picked off. We should have had one there with Harrell. Again, heading to the air, to the outside for Xavier Johnson, getting a 1st. It's a play fake. And complete. It's Jabari Bush running away to the red zone and all the way to the 8-yard line. Why'd they just call a timeout? Were they trying to end our momentum there? Because I had been running some no huddle. That is a really interesting time to just spend a timeout. Allows them to get their defense, set up here, defending inside the 10. I've just never seen that really done. 2nd and goal. Caught. That's Alba knocked down at the 1. Cooks is the running back. 3rd and goal. He will get in and score the Red Wolves touchdown. We have a 1-possession game. Defense has 2 stops now in the 2nd half. Can they keep it up? Here's a run. Big run here. This is trouble. He's loose. All the way into Red Wolves territory to the 41. Goes Jalen Dupree. Kind of forgot about the running game a bit. They hadn't been using much of it. But a good time to break it out. And now a throw that gets them 3. They fake it again and dish it outside. Von Rosenberg has just made his 11th reception. 3rd and short, North Texas. Running to the right. Got the 1st down. Spinning ahead, Dupree brought down at the 22. The keeper now, and that is a loss. They have not had very many failed 1st down plays. They run it again. The spin from Overton. It failed on 1st. They change it up and run it to the right side the very next play. These guys are next level with their strategy right now. Inside run to the end zone goes Jalen Dupree. An impressive answer for the Mean Green. They're loading the box to start this next drive. We're down 13 again. And it's going to be Keontae Bargava. And despite forcing a missed tackle, he loses one. Heading to the air. Pressure again. Noah Hacker gave it up really quick. Gotta make tough plays here. 3rd down. And Grant knocked down. Just wanted to throw one, hoping that Xavier Johnson would break open. And the Mean Green rebounding nicely. We'll get the football again with really good field position. Inside run, and it's worked all day. Dupree to the end zone. He will score. 56 yards, and they're not doing anything special here, just running it right down our throat. We're missing a couple defensive tackles right now, playing Leo Ferris. We haven't played much of BJ Wasevich because of his wear and tear injury concerns. And our run defense has just disappeared. They will run it now. Bouncing off. Note, boom. And then Franklin takes down Overton. It is 43-24. Pretty shocking game. We have to make quite a lot happen here. Oh, my. At least we're going to get him for a PI because the timing on that was thrown off so much. We have to find ways to put more points on the board. Screen here for DeMar Alba, who gets taken down after a 4-yard gain. If we just keep scoring and extend this game, eventually something may break our way. Third down for Duncan Grant. Gets it away. It's complete. J.J. Harrell. A lot more no huddle here as we will flip this one to Harrell. And he will pick up 5 more, a 100-yard day. We head to the air. And here's one that is juggled and dropped by DeMar Alba. Over the middle. Now Johnson has it. Back to pass. Just off the mark that time for Harrell, and it's 4th down. We've seen receivers rotate out. It's a tiring game. And I think the field goal here is our best way to score. And from 52 yards out, that is drilled by Amaya. We approach the 4th quarter. North Texas ball. They'll sweep, and the tackle's made by Wisham. 4-man rush. Ferris in the face of Overton. And we will get the football to begin the 4th quarter as we look to pull off our best comeback of the year. No room for error as we start down 16 points with the football. Duncan Grant back to pass, lobs it out, flag down. It's J.J. Harrell, he's loose. They're chasing him all the way to the end zone. What's the penalty? Pass interference against North Texas. And that is going to be a first play touchdown here in the 4th quarter. Going for 2. To quickly make this an 8-point game, caught by Bush. Just like that, things get a lot more interesting. And yes, you can see the wear and tear effects currently on Duncan Grant. Thankfully now he'll get a chance to rest up a little bit on the sideline. And it's an 8-point game. A lot of game left too. They're going to run it right into the pursuit. Dropped by Jamison Woodrow. So with the banged up linebackers, that's getting him onto the field. And it's 3rd down and 11. Empty for Overton, looking for a conversion, and he's got it. His trusty tight end, Von Rosenberg. They fake the handoff and find the wide open receiver. This is Joseph McVeigh. 1st down. Inside run and continuing to gash. That's a 1st. He's looking long. Up the seam. Touchdown. Joseph McVeigh. We've had a couple big moments in this game that could have turned the entire game, and North Texas has answered so impressively in those moments. Man, we're just not good defensively in this game. Throwing the kitchen sink at them too in terms of coverages and blitzes. 50-35. We're going to continue throwing. It's been a huge day for J.J. Harrell. Probably gets a few more opportunities, but Grant's accuracy has taken a pretty good hit today. And of course, there's the option of playing incomplete. He can play in up to 4 games while still maintaining red shirt status. And, you know, maybe we look to our relief pitcher. Oh, I had him there. I didn't trust it at first. Didn't let it develop. We leave the offense on 4th and 3. Oh, I was trying to snap it, and it didn't work. Alba, though, breaks the tackle. Will get the first down. The screen is set up, and we just lost 3 more. Back to pass. Here's a throw that gets knocked away from Alba. Kind of threw it there on the back shoulder. Yeah, I don't think we're going to try a 4th and 16. Ultimately, you got to stop the scoring eventually if you want a chance to win. And UNT is going to have it again. In the backfield, a good start. That's Charlie Collins. Blitzing with 5. Over the middle and high. If we can get the stop here, keep it a 2-score game, maybe we go with Ogletree. 3rd down and 13. He's in the middle and makes the catch. 400-plus yards for North Texas. Rushing again with 4. That's going to be a first down as they cross midfield. Wide open. Von Rosenberg. What happened there? Got behind Keys, broke a tackle, touchdown. Jacques Spradley-Demps. Not sure why he played the press like this. I thought maybe he run committed, but it was just like a bad press and lets him get behind him easily. Then misses the tackle? I've just been trying to play it safe with Ogletree's 4 games, knowing I have 2 remaining. We had cut it there to an 8-point game, too. I felt pretty good the way things were going. But now, falling down 22 points, I just don't think there's a reason to spend one of those 4 games here either. It's going to be floated by Grant and plucked by J.J. Harrell on a 7-catch game. Coming across the middle. It's dumped for Xavier Johnson. He's trying to fight, and they don't give him the first down. Back to pass. Continuing to chip away here, Alba. Here's a throw. Complete to Keontae Bargava. Despite the urgency, we're still running out of time as this one's lobbed deep inside the 5. Incomplete. Over the middle, Grant got crushed again as he finds Pierre Shembo. Over the middle, incomplete there on the angle route, and it brings up another 4th down. 4th down and 5. Just not close there for DeMar Alba. This has to be the most exhausting game for Duncan Grant, and I think we're needing to pull starters out of this one now. Major credit to the way North Texas played today. This offense was extremely impressive. They threw the ball up and down the field. Drew Overton played a near flawless game. They've won the battle in the trenches. They've ran the football well. The receivers and tight ends all made a number of impressive plays. And we are going to suffer our 2nd conference loss and likely not have much of a chance at making it to the American Conference Championship here this season. JJ is going to run this back for us. He doesn't even feel as fast anymore. We've just run so many plays in this game, and we just had a bunch of no huddle. Rashawn Coleman's going to come in now alongside a bunch of backups as we'll run one more possession. This is good for our passing yardage, though, and trying to get that deal breaker in a good spot. We'll have back-to-back games well over 300 yards passing, but not in a winning effort this time. Here's Coleman. He got it to Pierre Shembo. Now throwing for Harris. Come on. A couple of my better reads today with good timing have ended up with really inaccurate passes. Trying to get one more score. Coleman for Westerman. Not much time remaining. Here's one that is incomplete for Ofisa Orlando. 3rd down and 2. Over the middle. Batted down with 1 second remaining. Last play of the game right here, and intercepted. What a win for North Texas, defending their home field, their biggest win of the year as the Red Wolves go down. We truly have no idea what's going to go down in these games. We've had a surprising game or result, I think, each of our last 6. We gave up 700 yards of offense today. That is unbelievable. We had 474 ourselves, and there were so many plays run in this game. We had 88 snaps to their 89. Drew Overton, 57 pass attempts, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. What a game from him. And they had a 100-yard rusher with 3 touchdowns in Jalen Dupree. Run defense was just pitiful. They had 3 100-yard receivers, 2 multi-touchdown receivers, while we had 3 touchdown passes from Duncan Grant, 431 yards from him, 26 more from Rashawn Coleman. The run game wasn't used all that much, and outside of a couple Pokai-Hunga runs, it didn't need to be used. Xavier Johnson had 10 catches. J.J. Harrell had 2 huge catch and runs, 136 yards after the catch for him, but it never seemed like I got comfortable with the passing game today. And I felt like their defense was either taking away a lot of what I wanted to do, or they had really good coverage. We only recorded 2 sacks on a day where they dropped back probably 60 times. 2 conference losses and 2 regular season losses now for Arkansas State. We'll add on to our recruiting class, though, as we get Will linebacker Ahmad Tiffin, a 4-star player. 2 players now in this class as we have defeated Duke in that matchup. And it looks like our loss now has dropped us out of the top 25. Yeah, I didn't think our ranking would survive that one. Memphis just jumped, though, into the top 25, as does USF. So there are a couple ranked teams in the American. Oh, come on. That puts us last place in the division, technically, because we have 2 conference losses and nobody else does. That's just wrong for us to be in last place. Duncan Grant now has 13 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. And how about the deal breaker on Gerald Ogletree? It's suddenly up to a C. And it's beginning to look a little bit more likely that we could convince Ogletree that this is where he should continue his college career. In terms of wear and tear, the injury risk on Duncan Grant again shows increased, with a speed, medium accuracy, throw on the run drop, and I'm sure there are other ratings affected. It just only shows 3 on that page. I think the depth chart gives us more of a full picture of what's going down, maybe when you're actually in-game. Oh, this menu actually shows a couple more ratings that are going down, throw power and carrying. One thing that I kind of thought about was that I might need to have a game where Ogletree starts just to get Grant kind of healed up again. I'm certainly not against that. I was really excited when wear and tear was shown to be in College Football 25 and that they've continued to iterate on it, but it hasn't really had the impact I've been looking for in my series. I thought that out of the box it was extremely strong, but it led to so many injury timeouts, and you couldn't even give a running back 15 carries a game without having issues. I saw that in Road to Glory. But here's what we're experiencing right now. We have, a lot of our players who are in on tackles dealing with a decent bit of wear and tear right now. And you can kind of let me know what you think about where the settings are. I've had to talk about more players getting into the game because wear and tear is actually mattering right now. The risk of injury is currently high for BJ Wisevich. That's kind of a big deal. And it's increased for Jaden Cotton. So, the linebacker position's very banged up. Keon Dunlap is nowhere near 100%. And let me know what you think of these settings, in terms of the viewing experience. I think that Dynasty's a lot more interesting when you have to factor in injuries and more of your roster. But here's how things are affecting other teams like North Texas, where there's not a person adjusting things on the fly, there are some players with severe risk of injury. Is this, now suddenly looking a little too far? Here's a team that we haven't faced and how it's affecting, just a standard team. There are a few players with all levels of wear and tear. And I'm guessing at some point then you could see like a lot more true injuries taking place where players are out for a number of weeks at a time. We're not there yet. I think I'll make this a one-game episode. It was a pretty big action-packed game, and now we have an even number of games remaining, so I can do a pair of 2-game episodes. I'm not sure there's going to be any major weight, at the end in terms of like making a conference championship or anything. That was a fun game, though. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fair. We had a chance to make plays in the air, and they were just better than us. All right, let's get to some recruiting now and see where things are as we have a 2-player class now with Ahmad Tiffin and Ezekiel DeBeer. So I did scout Tiffin. We are adding a 4-star linebacker who has 81 speed, 90 acceleration. He's a really good run defender. He's very strong. 81 hit power, 79 tackle, and with 78 zone coverage, he should be able to do a little bit of everything. On top of that, he has the blow-up ability, so I'm excited to see Ahmad Tiffin join this team as we finally land a 4-star linebacker. That's a big milestone here for Reggie Carter. Now, we are approaching the finish line with Josh Casa, and Tennessee is on our heels. Because his visit's in Week 8, I think that's going to be able to seal it for us if we play well. If we didn't have the visit, I don't think we would be able to win this one. We got Lewis Irving, and now Rice is nearing the finish line, and we have a visit lined up this week. So if we have a really great game, maybe there's a chance, but I'd say it's not too likely. We are in good shape here for Steven Ricks, who's also going to be on that visit. 2 teams have suddenly offered to linebacker Tyree Figueroa, Ohio State and Notre Dame. We'll see if it's too late for them to really make this interesting. We have Jeffrey Brazil on a visit. We have Marcus Funchess, who just did visit, and after this big week from Georgia, they might be able to take this one here at the final moment. Ron Best, still just 1 offer. We're going to make a push here with some points available on Bradley Lane. He has 5 offers. I'm not sure our chance here is going to be great, and I can't set up a visit yet. But I do see that Coach Prestige is one of his pitches, along with championship contenders. So I think he'll be a player worth at least exploring here. I have a few new players on the board I want to scout a little bit today. This is JUCO corner Tyler Kajust. This is a JUCO transfer player, as there are a couple positions on this team where we're going to graduate, and I don't know about our depth looking ahead to next year. So I don't know if this coverage is all that exciting. Let's go to Dalton Countess. 69 zone coverage. So I know the JUCO quarterbacks had a little bit of promise, but these ratings are coming in a little bit lower than I had expected. Earl Keogh at defensive tackle. Might have some pass rushing, but not the most athletic guy there. Something else I wanted to talk about as we think about, this series, and I do think that it's been a relatively easy road so far building up this team, primarily because of what we've been able to do in the transfer portal. And as I've thought about it, I think that I want to make some adjustments. It's certainly realistic to see a lot of players exit teams in the offseason, but I'm not sure it's actually making Dynasty a better experience, especially when you're a lower overall team. You're able to just gain so much more than other schools, say in the Sun Belt, like we experienced. And I'm also seeing a lot of intriguing players where just no one's really going after them. And I feel like the transfer portal would be better balanced in game if there were less players hitting the portal. So instead of 20 being the max transfers per team, I'm thinking more of a value like 13 or 14. We cut it there by 30% or so, And so there are just less players hitting the portal. And then we drop maybe the transfer chance here for the CPU down to, I'm not sure what a good value is. I haven't tested all this, but I do think that if we just make the transfer portal smaller, that it'll make it less easy for me to just go find 6 starters in an off season. You got these Power 4 teams where anybody on their roster would be able to make it on ours. When they lose like 10 of those guys, there's just a lot of supply and maybe not enough demand for a good transfer portal experience on this setting. I wouldn't even mind parity here between the transfer chance if it's just 38 here across the board, smaller portal in general. I just feel like the transfer portal has played so much of a role in this dynasty compared to just recruiting. And I've spent so much time talking about these players who show up for like 1 year or 2 years, and I've just built so much using the portal. And I get a lot of teams are, but I do think it's less interesting. The top 7 players on our team came in through the portal. Why don't we break down some stats then? I haven't had a good session of that in a little while. Focusing here on the American Conference, we are scoring a lot of points. And we've seen more passing yards here recently, but our yards per pass is still relatively low. Not getting into a good groove with like the intermediate ranges at all. We're at 271 passing yards per game, which I think is pretty solid. Now our rushing yards are pretty non-existent. We are not really a running team this year. The defense is only allowing 22.8 points per game. We are giving up a lot of passing yards, and that last game is going to hurt our averages. We're kind of middle of the pack in terms of rushing yards against. We do have 25 sacks this season, not quite as many as past years. We're closer to 3 a game. 44% on third down is ranking pretty well. +2 in the turnover differential is all right. I'm used to being negative in like every series, so I've actually been getting better at that in recent years. Akili Smith Jr. leads the entire conference in passing yards. I'm not sure if we'll get the chance to face him. I was hoping to, but it's not happening this year. 16 touchdowns for Levi Drayton and Lachlan Hewlett. As I called him Hewitt the entire previous episode we played him. 16 apiece there. Most interceptions. Dan Mahan, 10. And that's 6 more than anybody else. On the ground, Duke Clark had a big game against us. He is the leading rusher. Pokai Honga, he's kind of up there. 4.9 yards a carry. Leading receiver, Oliver Mitchell Jr. We faced him just now. Joseph McVay has 620. I want to see like their games recently to see how often they go for this big production. Alba and Johnson are there in the top 10, but I think we all expected them to be closer to the top. On defense, the tackle leader is Grant Bierman. He's racked up a bunch this season, but we'll see if I have to limit his snaps a little as he kind of recovers from injury or wear and tear. Charlie Collins with 8.5 sacks is the leading sack producer in the conference, and most interceptions, Keon Dunlap with 3, along with a couple other DBs. Nationally, JKS with Pitt after transferring there has 25 touchdowns, leads the nation in yardage, while Keelan Russell has the most touchdowns at 28. 1,000 yards rushing in 7 games for Sam Houston's Brian Jackson. In the air, Sakovi White from Georgia, redshirt senior, has over 900 yards. Leading touchdowns, Nick Jones, paired up with JKS. Jared Smith from Auburn has the most sacks. Pitt has a lot of standouts here. They must be pretty darn good this season. And 5 interceptions for Andre Lovett and Jalen Thompson. In the Heisman watch, number 1 player, Desmond Williams Jr. from Oklahoma, the quarterback. Just had a 3-touchdown game against Texas. They win the Red River rivalry game. And Texas, it has not been a great season for them. Losing to us, going down to Mississippi State, and now losing to a rival by 21 points. All right, here's North Texas. They've actually played a couple quarterbacks this year. I'm guessing Overton missed a lot of games. But when he's out there, dangerous quarterback, man. Only played 3 games this season. Numbers were really good a year ago. And in his games this year, he has 9 touchdowns, no interceptions, had a similar game against Louisiana Tech. And with Drew Mestamaker, in the other games they played, 4 touchdowns here in an FCS game. Yeah, they score a lot more when they got their main starter out there, and we had to run into him today. Coming up next time, we get UAB at home and ULM. These are the 2 final home games we have this year. And I'm hoping during the bye we can schedule a visit or 2 for that last game in Jonesboro. But then we'll go on the road where you just never know what's going to happen. ECU, App State looking to take us down as we try to recover and rejoin the top 25 to set ourselves up for a good bowl this season. I think that the college football playoff is out of the question now. Already didn't look like we were going to the conference championship. So there is some work to do. We'll see if we can continue to rack up the passing yards and have it looking good for Gerald Ogletree to return next season. Because I do want to say this team looks like it's going to lose a lot going into next year. And it would be a lot easier if we could have a quarterback like Gerald Ogletree help make up for the talent loss. So, we'll see if my changes to my sliders make the transfer portal tougher. Because if so, we're losing, a couple senior cornerbacks at the end of the season. We should have a couple guys, jump up like Devon Jolly. We are going to see Charlie Collins graduate. We've got our top 2 receivers here in Johnson and Harrell. So I'm trying to make it tougher so that I can't just transfer portal my way out of problems. At least like 7 of them in one off season. So that's going to do it for today, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I will see you all when we continue year 4 next time. Subscribe and take care.